A local think tank has downgraded its growth projection for the South Korean economy in 2019, pointing to the slowing global economy and sluggish domestic demand as some of the reasons behind its decision. Our Roon-hee reports.
The Hyundai Research Institute has cut South Korea's growth forecast for 2019 to 2.5%. This is down from the previous forecast of 2.6% announced in September. It's the lowest projection yet among other major organizations, including the OECD's outlook of 2.8% and the Bank of Korea's 2.7%. According to the Institute's report released on Sunday, the main reasons for the downgraded outlook were the global economic slowdown and fears over low domestic demand. The global economic slowdown will affect the increased rate of South Korean exports. Outbound shipments are likely to increase by 3.7% in 2019, sharply down from this year's estimate of 6.2%. One reason is a trade war between the U.S. and China. Although the leaders of the world's biggest economies reached a deal to temporarily keep their countries' trade tensions from escalating earlier this month, there are still risks because U.S. tariffs on $200 billion worth of Chinese goods can go up after 90 days. Either way, the trade war can negatively affect South Korea as well because many local companies rely on exports to China and the U.S. Another reason is that the global semiconductor market is losing steam. According to data from World Semiconductor Trade Statistics in November, the growth rate of the global semiconductor market will mark 2.6% next year, far lower than this year's estimate of almost 16%. The Institute also pointed to reasons closer to home. Private consumption is expected to increase by 2.4% next year, down from this year's estimate of 2.7%. This is mainly due to low consumer sentiment coming from a decrease in newly added jobs and an increase in the unemployment rate. Facilities investment, on the other hand, is expected to edge up 0.4%, up from this year's estimate of negative growth due to the government's push for innovative growth. Roon-hee, Arirang News.